Hi, this is Linda G. Robert, your coach, with another tip. And this one comes again from a lesson learned. Here's what happened. A couple of weeks ago, I decided to plan a party for my upcoming birthday. So I sent an email out and invited a lot of people so that I could celebrate my birthday, a significant birthday. And a few days before the event, this was, a couple of days ago, I get sick. I get a cold, and I really am not feeling well at all. And this was probably 3 days before the event, maybe four days before the event. And a couple of days before the event, I'm still not well, but I started talking to some friends about, the party and what I should do, should I postpone it and so on. I had already postponed the celebration that evening. A few of my friends were going to be taking me out, and I wasn't feeling well at all that evening. But when I talked to that friend, a friend a couple of days after that, she said, yeah, if you have a cold, I'm probably not going to come. So maybe it's best if you just, postpone it till the week after. And what I did was I paid attention to what she was saying and was thinking in my mind, she's right. I should let a few people know ahead of time. Might save them, traveling, and it might help them plan, other activities they want to do on that day. But I broke one of my rules, and one of my rules is take it one day at a time. Just wait and see what happens on that day. And I thought about that rule because I usually follow that rule for most things in my life, but I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't listen to it. And I decided on that night, following the conversation with my friend, to send an email out and postpone that party. And I also had something planned on the Sunday, but a friend of mine who received the email about the party says, well, if you're not feeling well enough, you should cancel your event on Sunday too. And again, broke my rule, knowing that this person likes planning ahead of time. So again, doing something for others, I broke my rule of taking it a day at a time and waiting to see how I feel on that day, the Sunday. So I broke my rule, and here it is on the day that I was going to have the party, and I'm feeling better. Now I'm not 100%. I still have a cold, but I'm definitely feeling better. And I'm thinking I'd be having the party pretty soon. Interesting. Had I followed my own rule, I probably would be celebrating with some friends. Had I followed my own rule, I'd be going with my friend to this other event tomorrow. So again, this is not about me, but it's about, do you pay attention to your own rules and do you follow your own rules, your own guidelines, your own, shall we say, book of ethics, code of ethics, call it whatever you want? Or do you pay more attention to what your friends think, to what your colleagues might say about you or about the situation? So in this case, in my case, I know. I know because in the back of my mind it was, why don't you just take it a day at a time? Why don't you just wait until that day? But I got influenced by others. Even at my age, I got influenced by others. So ask yourself that question. What do I do on a day-to-day basis that is really not respectful of myself, my authentic self? How much attention do I pay to others? And is it helping me make choices that otherwise I wouldn't be making? Is it changing the course of what could possibly happen in my life? Now, in my case, it's nothing major. It's a party, and I can probably have this party next week or whenever I decide to have it. So it's not a big deal. Um, but the question to ask is, how often do I let others influence me? How often do you let others influence you? And why is it that you think their opinions are better or more worthy than yours? Yeah, I don't know, man. Think about that. I want you to be giving that some thought and maybe even journal about it. This is Linda G. Robert, your solution lady and your coach, with another tip. Start following your gut and your intuition and your own rules first. Have yourself a great day. For more information, go to my website, www.lindagrobert.com. Bye-bye now.